The zero-distance takeoff was a takeoff system that consisted of placing interceptor fighters and attack aircraft on rockets connected to a mobile launch platform. Most experiments of this type occurred in the 50s during the Cold War, especially with the idea of intercepting any enemy bomber that could approach as quickly as possible. Both the United States, Germany, and the Soviet Union have ventured into these projects, and we will see it in a new video from Aviation World. Zero-distance takeoff, also known as Zero Land Launch, an acronym for Zero Land Launch, has the main advantage of eliminating the need for an airfield that was vulnerable during takeoffs. In the event of a sudden attack, the air forces could present a defense and launch air attacks even with their own bases destroyed. It was a method by which fighter planes and attack aircraft could launch almost vertically using rocket engines to gain speed at a short burn duration, typically being solid fuel. To a short burn duration, typically being solid fuel and suitable for single use. They were then discarded once the fuel was exhausted. Most of the Zero Land Launch experiments that included the conversion of various frontline fighter planes to test the system, among them, and those I am showing in the images, the Republic F-86G Thundership, the North American F-100-500 Super Sabre, the Lockheed F-104 Starfighter, and the Mikoyan Guberich MiG-19 SM-30. During the Second World War, Germany had experimented with the Bachem BA-349, but because they lost the war, the development was never put into service. This takeoff system became popular just as the Cold War began. In some concepts, a fighter of this type could be launched from a trailer from virtually anywhere, including those that could be camouflaged or hidden until the time of launch. In the event of a sudden attack, air forces equipped with such systems could deploy effective air defenses and launch their own air strikes, even if their own air bases had been destroyed by an early nuclear attack. The first manned aircraft that was launched with this system was the F-84G, the one with the solid fuel auxiliary rocket engine Martin MGM-1, the one with the solid fuel auxiliary rocket engine Martin MGM, one Matador with a thrust power of about 240 kN, which burned out in about 2 seconds. Then followed tests with the larger F-100 Super Sabre, and these showed that it was capable of performing a launch even carrying an external fuel tank and a single nuclear weapon mounted on its attachment points. This reached 300 miles per hour, that is about 480 kilometers per hour, and 4G of acceleration forces when its rocket ran out. However, the tests revealed that sometimes it did not detach or cause minor damage to the underside of the aircraft. In the Soviet Union, the MiG-19 was also tested using a PRD-22R solid fuel rocket with over 600 kilonewton of power. The system demonstrated no problems, but zero-length launches still required a conventional runway to allow the plane to land. The mobile launcher also proved to be too bulky and economically difficult to maintain. Safety would also have been an issue, especially if these planes were equipped with nuclear weapons. The American, German, and Soviet air forces were the only ones to experiment with zero-length takeoff. All work on planes with these characteristics was abandoned due to logistical concerns and the increasing effectiveness of ballistic missiles. Although thanks to these projects, short takeoff and landing, or short takeoff and landing, and vertical takeoff and landing, or vertical takeoff and landing, aircraft were able to be developed. I hope you enjoyed this short video. If so, like and share it. Until a new installment of Aviation World.